You can stay standing while I talk. I'm going to talk about exercise. We were designed to move and have movement. And everyone tells me I don't have enough time to exercise. I don't have enough money to exercise. They give me all sorts of excuses. I've got 4 kids. I work 12-hour shifts. I'm too tired. Like, you could give me every single excuse on the planet. But if you have 12 minutes, you can exercise. And I know you have 12 minutes because some of you spend 12 minutes in front of the mirror getting ready in the morning. Some of you spend 12 minutes in the bathroom, and we'll talk about that later if that's a problem. And some of you spend way more than 12 minutes in front of a TV. And so 12 minutes is all you need to exercise. And I'm going to teach you how to exercise so that you can take your body into the fat burning zone, and it can stay there for 36 hours, which means you only have to exercise every other day, actually, if you want to stay in a fat burning zone and for your body to continue to produce all the good hormones that Dr. Kyle was talking about, your growth hormone, your estrogen, your testosterone, all of those things. But what we are going to talk about is called burst training. We're going to do 20 seconds of a really difficult exercise, and our heart rate's going to get up to its maximum level, and then we're going to rest for 20 seconds, and we're going to do that 3 times. But if you're going to actually do this as your workout, you would do 3 times 3, so 9 sets of that. And that would equal your 12 minutes. And that's all you have to do. So here are your 3 options for exercise. We're all going to do it together. You can stay standing and just punch. If you've got knee problems, just punch as fast as you can. You can do squats. Or you can do jump squats.
Ooh.
So I need 3 volunteers. 3 volunteers. What? If you have too tight of hands?
I'm calling you out. You're good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, come on up. We've got 2.
One more.
And Dr. Mike just volunteered. Come on! Awesome! Everybody meet Dr. Mike. He's awesome. He's going to demonstrate the jump squats for all of us. You're going to demonstrate, you don't have bad knees, right?
No.
You're going to demonstrate the squats, and you're going to demonstrate the punches. Awesome. And can we cue the music back there? When the music comes on, first round, you guys are just going to watch these 3 do their exercise, and you're going to cheer them on as loud as you can, okay? Woo. On your marks. You're doing jump squats.
Is that what I'm doing?
I should have.
What am I doing?
You got squats.
Okay, here it goes. On your mark. Get set. And go. Come on!
Yeah!
She did it good. Are you out of breath, Dr. Mike? Okay, he's going to do burpees this time. All right, everybody is going to join in. You're going to pick if you're going to do jump squats, if you're going to do squats, or if you're going to do punches. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Come on, get as fast as you can. Keep moving. The harder you work in here, the better you do out there. Come on.
You got this. You want to be burning fat for the next 36 hours. Punch it out.
Yeah, come on.
Awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Awesome. We're going to do one more set because it's 3 sets that you've got to do. She's out of breath. Yes.
All right, this next one, everybody's going to run in place as fast as they can.
Okay.
As fast as you can.
It's hard, right? It's hard. Okay, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Come on, there you go. Get it going. Come on, who's going to win? Who's going to win the race? Got it.
9,
Keep breathing heavy.
7, 6,
Heart keep pumping.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. volunteers back.
Volunteers, you
I've got
guys.
a gift for you. I've got protein, healthy protein and greens. Yeah, I'll just save yours for later, Dr. Mike. It's fine. That's good. Okay, that's it. That's all you got to do. You've got to do that 3 times 3. You can take a minute break in between those 3 sets. Everyone can do it. You can do the exercises I taught you. You can get on a treadmill, turn it all the way up to 12 and sprint on it. If you're not to that level yet, you can walk and walk at an incline. You can be swimming. All you have to do are these short bursts of really intense exercise and do it for that 12 minutes. I'm a little out of breath just cheering everybody on. It's safe, but it shocks your system and transitions your body from burning sugar for fuel, and it starts to burn fat for fuel. And how many of you want to lose fat?
Yeah.
Most of us. And we want to do it for 36 hours, and they have studies that prove if you get your heart rate up to its max for a short period of time, that your body will burn fat. Now, I do want you to know that you're not supposed to keep it up there for a really long time, because I like really intense exercise. So if you did that for like 45 minutes, it would actually do the opposite effect. You want it to be a short duration, which is good news for everyone. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Kelly to talk about alignment.
Cool. So at the same time with exercise, there's it creates stress, right? So we talk about physical, chemical, emotional stress. Someone that is in like a stressed state and they go and run 45 minutes on a treadmill, you're actually creating more stress. That makes sense, and you actually are getting weaker. So some of our patients that come in that are in adrenal fatigue, and we actually tell them to stop exercising. Does that make sense? This type of exercise, though, is so powerful because it doesn't raise cortisol levels because it's so fast. If you want to learn more about this, go to YouTube and look up Dr. Holly Lovelace and go to her YouTube channel. She actually has a video. It's awesome. A well shot, awesome exercise video, and you can literally just follow exactly what they do. It's really cool. So look her up on YouTube and you can follow that. Okay, so the next on the DREAM acronym is alignment. Okay, this one's huge. So everybody just do this with me real quick so you can get into this state. Everybody bend over like this. Okay, hunch your shoulders over like you're typing on a computer. All right, and everybody's down. Okay, cool. Now take a deep breath in. Okay, and let it out. All right, everybody sit up as straight as you can like this. Arms back. Cool, now take a deep breath in. And out. All right, which one was easier? Straight up, right? When you were like this, you get the oxygen in. So what they were actually showing is that the alignment, the positioning you're in affects oxygen to your body. It also affects the alignment of your spine. 90%, write this down, this one's big. 90% of the stimulation to your brain controls everything in the body. 90% of the stimulation to your brain comes from the movement of your spine. Okay, so for you to be able to think, in other words, if we don't move our spine, our body, we actually die. Our brain starts to shut down. We've seen that with joints. You know, when you go to a surgeon and you get like a knee surgery or a hip surgery, and then you have to go afterwards, you have to go to rehab. And what do they take you through in rehab? Get you moving right away as fast as they can, right? Because they know if we don't move that joint, it's going to break down. We got to get it moving as fast. Everything in our body is about movement. And 90% of the stimulation to your brain comes from your spine moving. So if we're sitting all day long, we're literally putting ourselves into a stress response, a disease response. Also, when you're in this position, so if you look in your mirror and your posture's like this, you're causing the weight, the part of your head right here, instead of being over your shoulders, it's like this. All the weight of your head goes right here. Well, if you look at that nervous system chart, and this is how the body runs, the nerves, it's kind of like an electrical system. You see how the brain comes down, and then right in this part, it goes out to the heart and lungs. That actually controls your heart and lungs right there. And they've shown that they did a big study with men, but it works with women too. They did a study and they showed that men, as they start to decrease in height like this height loss, it actually increases their chance of heart and lung disease, dying of heart and lung problems. Because it's all the weight of your head goes right into here. So alignment and posture is actually essential. And when we're in this position, if you're here, you're in a stress response. To not get too in depth, everybody's heard of an epidural before, right? But just real quick, I want to really hit on this. You have a lining around your spinal cord called your dura mater. That's what they go underneath the dura to inject a pain reliever, and that's what allows the epidural to work. Okay, so it's a covering of the spinal cord. When you go into this position and it gets stretched, the first thing that happens when your dura mater gets stretched is you go into fight or flight. It's actually physiologically how we go into a fight or flight response. When that tiger, remember the caged tiger? When it got out, the first thing that happened was your spinal cord went, dura mater stretch, and it says go. But when we're like this, we're stretching it nonstop. It literally puts our body into that stress response. And we're constantly, when we think about stress, we're constantly in this stress response. Our bodies are made to go up into a high stress, and when we get away from the tiger, they come back down, right? It's balance. What's happening in our world today, because of so much physical and chemical stresses, along with the emotional stress that human beings have always had, it goes like this, and then we get stuck up here. And getting stuck up here is where we see all the other health stuff happen. Low thyroid, high blood pressure, cholesterol up, all those kind of things. Digestive problems because you don't digest food up here. So when we get stuck up here, so if you're having any of those symptoms, it tells your body it's up here. Getting your spine moving literally is the number one thing that they've shown that makes your body adaptive to stress. So if you want to be as resilient to stress, I would say one of the best things you can do is to move your spine daily. Full range of motion. So I'm going to give you a few tips on this. Has anybody seen, if you've been in our office, you've seen these wobble cushions, those aired up little wobble balls. They're called balance cushions. A lot of physical therapists use them too. But you get one of these wobble cushions, and if you're someone that sits all day long, I'm not saying you have to go quit your job, but get a wobble cushion, and every 15 to 30 minutes move. So you sit on this cushion, and you go side to side. So everybody do this with me. We can all do this together without a cushion. So you're going side like this to side. You should feel every joint in your spine move from side to side. Okay, and then the other one you do is kind of like a hula hoop, where you're going all the way back, and you're going all the way forward. And all the way back, and all the way forward. And you see how the whole spine is moving all the way through? What that does is two things. One, it pumps the cerebral spinal fluid and also pumps the discs. Everybody's heard of disc degeneration? The only reason disc degeneration happens is because the spine doesn't move. We have to move for that fluid to get out and new fluid to get in. If we don't, it just dehydrates. So movement literally stops disc degeneration. So if you're someone that sits all day long, get yourself a wobble cushion. You can use an exercise ball too, and just move. If you're not willing to get up off that computer, get yourself moving. And then I would say at least every 30 minutes, get up and stretch.
This right here takes you out of the stress response. This
is fight or flight.
This is relax. Isn't that cool? So stretching your chest in the middle of the day actually calms your system.
One last stretch I'm going to teach you guys, and we're going to dive into the mindset. Everybody sit straight for me. Okay? And this might be a little bit hard here, but let me give you the point and the concept of it, and you can do it at home. See how I can do this. Okay. So at home, you're going to sit with one leg out like this, sitting up as straight as you can. You can try to do this as much as you can here. You're going to put one arm behind your back, and you're simply going to bring your head down like this. Okay? And if you can get into this position, you'll feel a pull through your spinal cord. That pull that you feel is the dura mater being stretched. That means it's locked up. If you feel that pull, that means your dura mater is locked up. When you actually pull it, if you hold it there long enough, your body will release it. And automatically, when it releases, it calms the whole system. Pretty cool, huh? So that's one thing. And the final one is everybody go like this, hands like this, reach behind your head. Okay, you have your skull right here. You're going to reach and you're going to lift up, like a traction up, and you're going to bring your head forward. So we're not pushing the head down, we're just lifting up, we're bringing the head forward. Okay, can you feel that? It's not a push, it's a pull up and pull out. Some people might not be able to do this if you have a bad shoulder, but what this does is the same thing. It's a dural stretch. And you hold it until you feel release. So that's like an immediate. And so if you're someone that sits all day long, I would say everybody really, that's something you should do multiple times a day. Really simple stretches you can do to keep your motion into your spine. The alignment is huge though, and a proper alignment is just what you see there. The curve in the neck, the mid-back, and the low back from the side, and then it has to be straight from the front. And then each individual bone in your spine needs to be able to move. Okay, so movement is huge. The next step, so the reason this movement is so huge as well is so the way our body works is the brain has an idea, right? And then it tells the rest of the body what to do. It's kind of like Duke energy. So think of your brain like Duke energy. Think of the spinal cord like all the wires going throughout the world, the city. And then think of coming out of that as like the breaker box at your house, right? When a light bulb goes out, where do you go? Check the light bulb. If it still isn't working, you go to the breaker box, right? And you flip the switch. Where your spinal cord, your spinal column has all these nerves coming out. They go to your heart, to your lungs, to your digestive system, and each one of them comes from a different level. What they've shown is that different levels that have damage. So if you have an upper neck issue, It actually affects issues in the upper neck. It can cause headaches. It can cause digestive system issues, because a lot of your digestive system comes from here. You can have immune system problems. The middle part of your neck goes right to your thyroid. The lower part of your, upper part of your back goes to your arms and to your fingertips. Has anybody heard of carpal tunnel syndrome? Would you all agree we're meant to use our hands?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not meant to be like this. All the way to your head when you're sitting at the computer goes right here. Eventually it affects the nerves going to your hands. The middle upper part of your back goes to the upper part of your stomach, which will lead to things like acid reflux. The middle lower part of your back goes to your lower digestive system and the organs in throughout there. And then your lower back goes to the male and female organs, and then down your legs. We've literally had patients come in with menstrual cycle issues, infertility, hormone issues, and just by fixing the lower back, those things start to disappear. Men with ED, right? Just by getting the spine moving again, the nervous system kicks into gear, and guess what the body does? Always heals itself, right? So it's all about just removing that interference. Okay, so the final step in the dream concept is the mindset. And I have a few scriptures I just want to go through real quickly. These are the ones that for me personally, have been the best for my mindset. Obviously, there's a lot of them, and everybody has their own, but I love the one about winning your race. Because it teaches me every single day that no matter how I feel, that my body's going to be disciplined to me, not the other way around. And I love that, and that that's how we win, is that we make our body a slave to us, not us a slave to our body. When we wake up and the alarm clock goes off, who does the slave feel like? You feel like the slave to that alarm clock. Well, ultimately, we're the ones in control. So I love that scripture. The other one is that we take all thoughts captive. And this is so big that the mindset all is about our perception. It's how we see things. Pastor John talked about this last week. He talked about how it's all about how you actually perceive it. Our battlefield is actually in our head. And health is, I would say, 90% right here. We all know what to do. It's just stuck right in here. We go back and we have this, I have somebody call it one time like this bad guy in our head, right? The enemy's in our head saying, don't do this, you shouldn't do this, you don't have to do this. But the truth is that you take those things captive. And I'm going to do one last exercise with you guys on mindset here. So everybody close their eyes. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but close your eyes and picture a puppy. So picture your favorite puppy. Imagine the puppy. All right. Who has a Labrador? Who won? Okay, you can open your eyes. So we've all pictured the puppy, right? And this cute little puppy is like nibbling on your ear. You're all loving it and excited and spurry. You just want to live with the puppy all day long. Okay? Now, everybody that thought that way is like, oh, relaxed, right? It's like the puppy. Raise your hand if you're someone that you thought about that puppy and you were like, stupid puppy. It's going to like eat my shoes and my kids aren't going to do what they said they were going to do and it's going to pee on the carpet. Who's that? There's always somebody, right? There's always a few people that do that. My wife, that's what Dr. Holly does. She's pure evil. No, I'm just kidding. So the point is that two people, we're all thinking about a puppy. Some of us are like, oh, this puppy is so sweet. We're in this relaxed state. And some of us are like stressed out of our mind thinking about a puppy. It's all about what happened in the head. And so when we're going through life, that scripture right there, ringing in your head saying, take captive the thought. It's how you perceive it. When someone's driving you crazy, take captive the thought. When someone cuts you off, take captive the thought of wanting to get frustrated and say, oh no, maybe they're rushing to the hospital to see their sick family member. You know? So it's all about how we perceive those things. And the final one is not conforming to the pattern of this world. And I think some of the things we talked about, when it comes to healthcare, our health in general, we've definitely conformed. You know, as Christians, I feel like we are called to think at a higher level and to not just do what we've been taught, but also to really understand how all this works. Daniel was a huge with that, right? When they said, eat this way, he said, no, I'm not going to eat this way, because he understood. And so we're really called to think at a higher level and not just be transformed and think like the world does. Okay, a couple last things on mindset. These are some of my favorite things. Did you all know that every addiction that we have right now, heroin, alcohol, porn, anything, every addiction fires the same receptors in our body as love does? So we're all just searching for that one thing. We just want to be loved, right? God is supposed to fill that. He created that in us because he wants us to search for him. And so we have that feeling of love. So every addiction goes back to love. And so it's really about, when it comes to also getting rid of anxiety, depression. Now, these things have chemical factors and all that, so I'm not denying any of that stuff. We help you with hormones and everything. But a lot of it really does start with the fact that we're just searching for love. And so seeking Him is huge. A cheerful heart is good medicine. The best medicine you can have is to be happy. We've seen this over and over again in healthcare. The people that heal are the people that are in love and happy. Joy is what changes everything. Across the board. You can eat like smoke, drink, do everything wrong. If you're happy, you're probably going to make it. So I'm not wiping out everything we just said, because the truth is, if you're eating like junk and smoking and drinking every day, you're not going to have the energy to be happy. So you don't get my point? But the point is that if you have that trumps, it's the trump card in my opinion. And that's also what the studies have shown. So it's always searching for that. Everything we said before this is to help you have the energy and the focus to be able to have that. So everybody do this for me. Make a big smile on your face, look at your neighbor, smile at your neighbor, and just laugh at them. All right, so this is really cool science right here. I love this one. Anytime you're mad, this is in the moment, anytime, I don't care what the problem is, I don't care how mad you are, if you smile and laugh, you are no longer feeling mad. Our body is actually created. When you smile, it creates endorphins. The same endorphins when you're actually happy. What that means is you get the choice to change it. That's so cool. I love that part. Okay, and it also increases endorphins, immune system, everything. So the number one medicine, even if you don't feel happy, is to fake being happy. Right? When you start laughing, you can't help it. Even when you look at yourself in the mirror and laugh, you're going to laugh even harder. Every day. Yeah, so to sum up what we just talked about, it's about creating this stuff into a lifestyle and into a routine. They've said it takes 21 days to create a routine. So don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. They've actually shown, Dr. Carolyn Leaf, if you've ever listened to her before, she's an amazing Christian psychiatrist or psychologist, one of the two. And she said that they've shown actually 60 days to create a habit. You can create a routine within 21 days, but to actually change the habit, it takes even longer. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is don't expect everything to change tomorrow. And if when you made the decision, you have the why, you have the urgency, I'm changing this now, I'm not waiting until I have enough information, I'm going to change this tomorrow, but then you fall off 3 days later and you have a cupcake. Or whatever, you didn't take captive of your thoughts. Does that mean we quit and it didn't work? Everything we just taught you today works. If you've been eating healthy and I go, that didn't work. Yes, it did. It just wasn't the only piece of the puzzle. If you're thinking, you know what, I went to, we talked about alignment. That for us, we do chiropractic care, so we help people's spine and nervous system function at an extremely high level and teach them all these other principles. You say, I tried chiropractic care and that didn't work. No, it worked. It's helping your body heal. It just wasn't the only answer. Or you didn't give it enough time. Time is the variable that we all don't want to deal with. Right? If it's not working, it's either time or you need something else with it. Because these are principles of how our body was made to heal. Eating healthy is always the right answer. Exercising and doing those things is always a good thing. Having a strong mindset is always a good thing. Sleeping at night is always the right answer. Always. And that's why if you understand those principles, nothing else matters. You don't have to do research. You don't have to watch my good friend DrX.com all the time and our Dr. Oz or whoever your favorite celebrity doctor is. You don't need to watch any of them. All you need to know is the principles. That's the key. So the final thing here is not going to the medicine cabinet. I won't hit on that anymore. But to understand that if you do have a symptom, it's a warning sign. Our body always does the right thing. It's not because it's messed up. You don't want to get rid of the warning sign. That's like going to the oil guy and him putting a piece of tape over your check engine light. If he did that and then charged you for it, what would you say? Hopefully, you would take your money and go somewhere else and take the check engine light sticker off. The problem is that's what we're doing with our health right now. If you have a symptom, there's a cause to that symptom, and don't quit looking until you find the cause, and start looking at what is the stressor in my life that's causing me to create that symptom over time. And I would even look at this. Don't even think of it as a symptom. Why is my body responding this way? When we have a cold or coughing or sneezing, we have a fever, we call it sick. Tell you to say, no, I'm not sick, I'm expressing health. Because you are expressing health. Your body's getting rid of it. Your fever is burning off the bacteria and the virus. It's doing everything it's supposed to. So honoring the symptoms because God gave them to us. And I don't mean that God didn't get us sick. Did you get my point? He made our body to work. It warns us, tells us there's a problem, and we need to change something, not take a Nexium and keep stuffing down the cheeseburgers. It's a big one. Okay? and then how you see it matters. There's 3 types of ways of seeing our health. Number 1 is the symptom relief. You have a symptom, you do whatever it takes to get rid of the symptom. You could come to our office and we get rid of your back pain and you're good. That's symptom relief. It can happen at any level. That's a kind of lowest level of thinking of our health. We just want to feel good. The second level of thinking of your health is maintenance. So you had a symptom, we got rid of the symptom, and you're going to change some things in your life so you never get that symptom again. Back pain's a good example of this. Maybe someone keeps coming to our office because they don't want their symptom to come back, right? That's a good thing. It's honorable, but it's still it's still living in fear. You're doing something so that something bad doesn't happen. The one I like is performance focused. So you're thinking everything that you're going to do that we taught you today is not just to get rid of a problem, because if that problem doesn't go away, then we quit. It's not just to get rid of a problem, it's not just to lose weight, it's so that I can perform at my highest level so I can live up to my God-given potential. If we can shift our thinking into performance of everything I do, is this going to give me life? Because if it doesn't, I don't want it, because it's going to decrease my level to be able to be effective, and then we don't need it. Right? Is hitting the alarm clock and sleeping in instead of getting up and doing a 12-minute workout going to bring me life? Maybe if you need sleep, but you get my point. Performance, we do everything for that, not to perform, so that we have the ability to do what we're called to do.